Greg. Mike. Two bandits. Watching Bluey.
This episode is called Typewriter.
What up, party people, and welcome to episode 101.
That is true.
Of Two Bandits Watching Bluey.
I can't even believe that.
I'm your good pal, Greg Painter.
I do see him right here recording the 101st episode.
And with me,
yes,
a man of 100 questions.
I do come up with a few questions.
His name is...
I go by Mike Martin.
How are we doing today, young
I don't know
fella?
I don't know why I sound so like, what's up? But it's like 101. It's like we've crossed that mile marker.
It's like we're teaching a class for Bluey 101 right now.
I love
Boom.
it. Oh, man.
Boom.
This
How
episode
about
is
that?
called Get Schooled.
Get school. You'll need the right implements.
Yes.
To take a class like that.
Yes.
To take notes. Maybe you should use a typewriter?
Oh, man. Gregory.
Look
Wow,
at
he went
that.
right for it. The king of segues is sneaky.
Now,
But yes, absolutely. So I do have to segue this, and I am not the king of segues, so I do apologize.
Segue.
But I do need to give a shout out to our new best friend, my new best friend that heard my voice way too loud, Alex, who has totally done everyone a favor.
He's answered the call.
I have shouted out and demanded with stomping feet, I need a compilation of me announcing every single, hey, Greg, what's a blank? And they came to the call and said, you know what? Let's create this compilation and allow everyone to hear the first, although I don't think we did the first couple episodes. I don't do a What's a Magic Xylophone because I was new at podcasting.
You were a baby. Your title knows.
I didn't know what podcasting was.
Exactly. You were like, hey, Greg, what's a podcast?
I did. I mean, hey, Greg, what's a podcast?
There you go.
And Alex came to the call and said, you know what? Here's a compilation of Mike saying, hey, Mike, what's up? In the first 100 episodes. Thank you so... I'm going to shut you out more than you know at the end. But, gosh, buckle up, folks, because... Hey, Greg, what's a... Oh, God. I need, like, a full, just, like, compilation of me saying these things. I swear. A compilation of this would make me sound so dumb. God, I need a compilation of every time I ask this. Seriously, one day, somebody put together a compilation. Somebody make a sound clip. Hey, Greg. What's a horse you ride? What's a takeaway?
Oh, what's a butterfly?
What's a calypso? What's a claw? What's a blue mountain? What's a pool? What's a shop? What's a wagon ride? What the heck is a taxi? What's the beach? What's a ferries? What's a work? What's a bumpy ending lies all around? What's a trampoline? What's a the dump? What is zoo? What's a backpackers? What's a copycat? What's a sleepover? What's an early baby? Oh, man. What's a mums and dads? What's a hide and seek? What's a camping? What's a mom and dad? What's a kids? What's a chicken rat? I think that's a quality question.
That's a quality question.
What's a neighbor? What's a teasing? What's an asparagus? What's a Sean? It sounds sad, but what's a daddy put down? What's a veranda Santa? What's a dance mode? What's a hammer barn? What's a feather wand? What's a squash? What's a bus? What's a sleevey time? What's a hairdresser's? Oh, excuse me. What's a knits? What's a stump fest? What's a favorite thing? What's a flat pack? What's a daddy drop off? What's a bingo? What's a rug island? What's a charades? What's a sticky gecko? What's a dad baby? What's a fancy restaurant? What's a mum school? What's a trains? What is army?
What's a cafe?
What's a piggyback? What's a the show? What's a tickle crabs? What's an escape? What's a queens? What's a helicopter? What's a granddad? What's a seesaw? What's a movies? What's a library? What's a barky boat? What's a burger shop? What's a circus? What's swim school? What's a postman ground in lava? What's the quiet game? What's a Mr. Monkey Jocks? What is double babysitter? What's a bad mood? What's an octopus? What's spin night? What's a muffin cone? What's duck cake? What's handstand? What is road trip? What's an ice cream? What's a dunny? Holy crap.
Dude.
Are you sick of my voice yet? Because
My favorite part is your what? Like, of like 95% of those, your what is exactly the same one. Like, what's a
oh man, I'm gonna start questioning myself when I say it. Now, don't do that to me. I'll get in my head. Please don't. Please don't.
But do you have, typewriter coming
Alex.
up? I'm about to get into it, but before we do, and one more, Alex, you rock.
So much.
But
Well, you got a couple Greg laughs in there that made me proud that I kind of got him to go. So let me see if I can. I got to channel this now, don't I?
it's time for the synopsis, Mike. Anything
Our
to say
good
to me?
friends, our good friends at Weekly Bluey. Hey, Greg.
Yeah.
What's Typewriter?
This is one of the weirdest ones yet.
Okay. Oh, I
'Cause-
got like a little head rush saying it there.
They've got two.
They have two synopses.
Yes.
Wait a minute. No, you can't start. Okay.
So choose your own adventure.
Okay.
Bluey, Snickers, and Winton are on their way to ask Calypso for their help with their problems.
Okay.
When they're ambushed by the Terriers
Oh, fantastic.
and use their unique talents to get past.
Okay. That's adequate.
Version 2.
Okay. Yes. Hey, Greg.
Bluey,
What's Typewriter?
Bluey is on her way to ask Calypso where the typewriter is so she can write stories when she meets Snickers, who hates being a sausage dog, and Winton, who can't understand why no one wants to be near him.
Wait a minute. Wait.
They were both.
Wait.
So
wait.
Here's what I think happened.
Did you ask one of like Emily, your daughter's friends, to write a synopsis for the episode? Because what's synopsis 2? Why?
My thought is somebody went in here to edit the synopsis, like we implore people to do quite often, except they did just hit the add to and didn't delete the old one. That's my guess.
So you think synopsis 2 is OG?
I think so. I think synopsis 1 is baller.
Appreciate. Yes.
Yes.
Agree.
Synopsis 1, you win.
You did it.
Good job, synopsis 1 writer. Synopsis 2 writer,
Shout out.
know their job.
On the podcast, we got you. Don't worry.
We got
Oh
ourselves
my
another
gosh.
Calypso episode.
We do.
This is number 4?
There are no
Ish.
subtle Calypso episodes, so let's Barky Boats Calypso. Oh, that makes sense.
Is Army technically a Calypso episode?
I mean,
it's at
that
the
makes
school.
sense. Yes, very much so.
Just
Good boy.
talked about it on our
Good
watch
boy,
along.
Rusty. Of course. At least 4 then.
Okay. Then in that case, this is my 4th favorite one.
Wow.
Yes. Me and Typewriter. I've got some feels. I enjoy
I'm
bits
excited
of it,
now, folks.
And we'll get to it. We'll get to it eventually.
Okay.
But we'll kick it off. Bluey's got her real typewriter. She's tippity-tapping away,
Uh-huh.
writing stories for the world to hear
Is she though?
until Chloe shows up.
Is she?
Yeah, she's
With
tip,
real
tip,
paper?
tip, tip, tip. Don't even. That's too early to start fighting me on this one.
Hey, Greg. Welcome to episode 101.
Is writing a story.
That's why I didn't ask what a magic xylophone was in
needs
episode
to
1.
hear.
Is I didn't know how to argue with you about
Ay,
Bluey.
ay,
So
ay.
now we're here.
It's very strange.
Yes.
That it seemed, at least, that our good pal Calypso was just kind of started telling a story without gathering everybody up. Like the kids gathered the other kids up, and they kind of show up mid-ish story.
I just had a weird thought just randomly. I feel like Calypso's classroom is like going to a Ren fair. To where you can walk up and see a show if you want to, but if you're in the middle of, eating steak on a steak, or you just found the guy that
Or
sells
wandering
pickles,
through fields
right?
with your new Kelpie friend.
It's just like there's army guys going over here, there's adventure going here, and Calypso's like, I'm gonna tell a story about an old dude sitting on a chest,
Begging for treats.
yeah.
And then a gnome saying, did you ever look in that box you're sitting in?
Yeah.
And there were treats in there.
Yeah.
And as we were telling the story, we can't skip over this. Poor Snickers, just kerplunks.
Yeah.
Winton, again, showed up halfway through the story, getting all up in Coco's grill.
Winton's a single Lily. He's just flying by Winton's self. So any chance he gets to talk to somebody, he's super excited, gets close. He wants to be around. And Coco just like, ew. But I feel for him. I do, because he doesn't, like, he's in his head, he's like, this is how I interact with people. This is how I do it.
Hey, Mike,
Yeah.
make this story make sense to me. Because everybody in the class was like, oh. And Blue was like, no, this is beans. I don't like this story.
It's exactly what it is. It's a trigger story. A trigger story doesn't have an actual moral ending to it. It's meant to build the conversation. It's meant to build discussion. And so, why didn't he just look in the chest? You could have that argument. Why did he just sit on the chest and continue just living his life asking for treats? There is no moral to that story at all. To that
All
story.
stories need morals. And this might be why
Really?
I don't care for this.
I take a baseball outside right now and throw it 20 feet and say, end of story. Is that the story? Like, is there a moral to the story?
Yeah, that you're weird and you just chucked a baseball at your neighbor's.
What's the moral?
Yard.
Mike's weird?
Yeah. Case closed.
Somebody else make a compilation of Greg judging me.
It's okay, though. It's okay, because Bluey's going to write a better story with her typewriter, which you will get paper for if she can find it. She was just warming up. She was doing warm-up finger
We are going to
maneuvers.
be differing on this, aren't we?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, we got places to be and people to see. This is fantastic.
Then, all of a sudden,
Yep.
this turns into the Wizard of Oz. Is that just me who got this vibe that we turned into the Wizard of Oz?
It
Okay.
is. Let me pull back just a little bit though. Don't judge a hot dog for not being able to sit up on his hind legs for relaxation purposes. I get it. I saw things online. I'm like, well, you could do it in baby race. So if you can't do it now, look at a dachshund. A dachshund doesn't sit like that for funsies.
Did somebody really pull out baby race? And
Dude, there's like 5 posts on
inaccurate.
Reddit just calling out Snickers saying, homeboy can't sit up now when he could sit up in baby race. Yeah, he's a dachshund. Guess what? He's tall. He's got little sausage legs. He should have been sitting with his hind legs down, with his front paws in front of him. It's just how dachshunds work.
Well,
I know from 15 years worth of
He wasn't as long when he was a baby either.
Exactly. Growth spurts exist.
Exactly.
Kids are weird.
Take that, Reddit. I like how last week you're like, thanks, Reddit, for this.
Like I hit thumbs up
Reddit.
to a whole bunch of Reddit people too for this episode too, so that's on me. Sorry, but yes, Wizard of Aussie kicks in. Yes, it does give that whole vibe. It's when Bluey goes up and say, "Where'd the real typewriter go?" Timer. Nailed it. That's the real question. So she's looking
That's
for
a
the
good point.
real typewriter.
How did
Calypso snagged it.
Well, spoilers for later on.
Well, I mean,
But no. How'd she get there though? Like, how did she beat? She was just finished a story.
Yep.
Bluey stood up and said, "I'm gonna write a better story," and Calypso was able to just like ninjutsu her way past Bluey, get the typewriter, bring it back to where she was, and hide it.
Well, because she goes on a stroll with Chloe at first, right? And just saying, I could write a better story.
Walking back to the typewriter.
But she runs into people. She runs into a couple folk.
After she goes to the typewriter and decides, I'm going to find Calypso. She'll help me. And then leaves Chloe. Then she runs into Snickers being sad. I don't want to be a sausage dog anymore. That was a super sad sentence.
Yeah.
It takes you longer because you're longer.
I found that very non-Snickers. Usually Snickers is very much like, I've got this, but that's where that whole Wizard of Oz vibes comes in.
Everybody has a bad day.
Everyone has a bad day.
Because you had a bad day.
Snickers comes in and says, I don't want to do this. And
not only I don't want this, I don't want to be this, which is way more heartbreaking to hear any kid say.
Well, it's
like, I don't want to be the way that I am or who I am. That's heartbreaking to hear a little one say.
I think it's part of the Bluey verse of it's the children expanding the imagination here a little bit of, there's no adults around, so this is the story you're getting from the kid. And so and so comes home from school and just says, James said, I don't want to be a person anymore. And you're like, holy cow, what?
Yikes.
Like maybe that's in the memory of Bluey experiencing it. Like Harold came up and said,
we are going to be all the opposites. I think this is literal.
This is imagination station, buddy. Yes. This is the whole reason of the episode.
Because there's no real imagination to this one, in my opinion, in this episode.
What? Oh my gosh! Okay, fantastic. Oh man, we're here to talk then. This is the best episode of this.
I lost my typewriter. I want to go get it. Snickers is sad. Well, maybe Calypso can make you happy again.
Sure.
Witten is sad. Maybe Calypso can make you happy again.
We're off to see the wizard. And
there's parallels, but I think this is what's Mikey. Oh, Mikey, I don't know.
I can't write a story without the real typewriter. Really though? Can't you, Bluey? So let's go on and find some imagination then, because
they got pulled into this is different. This isn't, because you're making it sound like this is a fanciful world where they're not really walking anywhere. Mm-hmm. They walk up to the terriers. It's like, hey, terriers, move. Mm-hmm. And the terriers are like, pew pew, we're shooting you. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Well, we're pretending.
Poing,
Okay, then we'll pretend to. Okay, fine. So
Whoa!
So it's not like magical shields show up in front of them.
They
and it's imagination.
literally say, "Can you pretend real?" Like, we're pretending. Would you mind pretending real though? And then, what's the best way to do that? This random bamboo forest that exists that Snickers can run into? Where is that? Hey, listeners!
You don't think the bamboo forest is real?
A random allotment of bamboo just in the middle of
It's Australia. We just, not to kill the magic, but we literally 20 minutes ago watched our movie for the watch along, and there's a random giant field with 18 trees in it that they're maneuvering along. Are you saying that's not real either?
The way that is
real,
depicted,
Michael?
it looks like
Is anything real?
it looks like 10 minutes of Bushido Blade from PlayStation 1.
I love Bushido Blade.
That's why
Slightly off topic, but yeah.
that's why I had to go for that. Is Snickers running into that space? Well, so they do they say, can you pretend real? Would you mind pretending real? And then Bluey, Winton, and Snickers say, okay, we'll pretend real. Pew, pew, pew. And what do?
Poing, poing, poing.
And they scamper off. They run away. And so it's now it's like, oh, well, we're gonna have to build our own story here because now the British are invading. Let's get them.
Oh, interesting. Interesting how bamboo forests are clumping bamboo species that are native in northeastern Australia, where Queensland is. By the way, Michael,
Did you see the mist in the air?
we have been told many a time
The mist.
Australia is magic.
So you're saying there's a plot of land of 40 feet of bamboo that just
Sure is.
and Snickers can sneak around with his hat and start to feel better about himself as a sausage dog.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I mean. 100%.
Cool. Fantastic. Canon.
You're living in a fantasy world, young man.
The music is
As we
fantastic.
talk about this show of cartoon talk.
Of course, yes. The music is fantastic for these terriers because they are triumphant. They come in and they are defending the bridge. I don't know which bridge they're defending.
English are coming.
Exactly. They're coming, so they have to defend it. Why? Because
For Scotland.
That's right.
I do love their little. It's like, why do you get to go chase him? Because you sat next to the boot, even though I said boot seat first.
Boot seat first. And they raise their fist for one. It's like, oh. They're like, oh. I love the level of agreement. They're like, oh, yeah. You are right.
Right after when we're going on the scouting mission, why do you get to go? Because I said close tap at jiu-jitsu, and you sat closest to the tap.
For Scotland.
They
Close
just
tap.
What is close tap?
Close tap, in my mind, in doggo sense, is you are the closest to the tap water in some fashion. So maybe when they get a bath, they're the closest to the tap, so they get like closest to the faucet, maybe, or it's closest to the tap water, so that way you wake up for a late night drink, and you're like, oh, I need some water, got to refresh myself. Boom. You walk up, you get that, and you're Googling it right now, and I'm so hopeful that I'm close. And I swear, if it's a restaurant or something, I'm going to...
Apparently my words were not well enough because that they were telling me how to turn off water valves. So we'll say that, yes, it's towards the water.
In this episode 101, we're going to ask for a lot of help. We're in the 101 of Bluey here, folks. So don't worry. Is it imagination or is our possessions required here? We'll find out.
Oh, you worded that very...
Of course I did. You gotta
is it imagine or do you need to be a possession-hungry monster? Which one should you pick?
You sounded just like me there. That was great. Okay, so have we discussed this in the end? The terriers don't have names, correct?
We don't.
There's fake names where it's like named after the Brums kind of thing, but
I don't think I've ever heard them said anything other than the terriers.
Terriers.
There's
It's
like,
just twins.
Tony and Charles.
They're just brothers. Just living there. Are they now?
I just actually first time this episode paid close enough attention to notice they are all different hues.
Yes.
Of like dark gray, middle gray, light gray.
Even the one that goes and chases Snickers, their beard is bushier and it's
big bushy beard.
It's almost more tan, more like there's it's so well done. It's great. Good job, folks. Good job, folks.
I do like in just this moment of play with the terriers though.
Yes.
Bluey is able to resolve both Snickers and Winton's problem
With imagination.
Because
I'm sorry.
no!
God.
With helping. Dang it, Michael. But just saying to run up to the terrier. Just ask him a question. Ask him, are you gluten-free?
When Bluey says, go Snickers, go that way, and Winton walks up and says something, Bluey has this moment where she goes, ah! And she pushes him away. And it's so literally second nature of just like, I'm used to being like he's always been that way. And he doesn't know that. Because he stands there, there's a moment when they're talking to the terriers and he just scratches his butt just hanging out. that's I thought that would have gotten a great laugh to begin. And he's being Winton. He doesn't know that. That's who he is. So it's
and sneaking back to old Snickers too. I had a very random. I think I conflated an episode of The Simpsons with Bluey at that moment too, because I thought I remember like Snickers being like all over the place, like you can't find me here, you can't find me here. But I was thinking of the episode where they invade Shelbyville, the kids.
Yep.
And Milhouse puts on the camo. And he like imagines that he's like, I'm all around you. For some reason, I thought Snickers was going to do that. I was like, wait a second.
Now, there is a callback to a future moment here, but can Snickers' little sausage legs run very fast?
Oh, he says it right. Shadowlands. Yeah, the Shadowlands callback.
How does the future moment happen
sausage
here?
dogs.
Because right now he's in the bamboo forest, and he somehow finds himself behind a giant boulder. We're going to get to that point. Don't worry. When he discovers his true sausage moment, he somehow climbs up this massive hill to hide himself.
Well, he's positioned himself around the very real bamboo forest.
Okay.
To go to the other side of the terrier and then scamper up that hill.
And the invisible helicopter brings this beautiful man up.
You can walk up a hill, my dude.
Okay.
I
love imagination. Why do you hate imagination?
Young fella, what are you doing here?
But I feel like Winton, going back to the terrier offense here, he has like its achievement unlocked where he realizes like, oh, I can be creepy?
It's
Like,
a little bit of a superpower. Being a little creeper. I do like to. Is Bluey just kind of like, because you're a space invader. Like, doesn't break eye contact and looking at the terrier. Just saying it matter of fact.
What? And he realized. He's like, oh, I can do that?
And nobody even said like, hey, just step back for a second. Nobody's ever said that. To
Coco could have been so nice there. Right. Come on, Coco. Boo hiss. Be like, homie, little close. That's all you gotta say. It's but I'm also
Mike, was he just imagining that he was a space invader? He wasn't really the whole time. It was just imagination.
Wow. This is the best episode ever. Good job. Went with creepiness. Also, there's this little moment where it cuts back to Snickers and just hiding and he goes, like, so creepy. And then poof, over by the, how did he do that?
I also enjoy very quickly the Bluey trying to get past, like, I don't have a shield. It's like, oh, take this one. Bluey could have just decided I have a shield.
Okay.
What?
Where'd she get the shield?
From Winton.
Yeah.
I don't know where we got it from, though. But here's the thing, though. You're saying this is
absolutely an allegory for imagination. Calypso sent her on a trip to go figure out that she didn't need to have the typewriter in order to write this story. She goes out, experiences this whole story with her friends. So continue on here. After she has this invisible shield and talks to Calypso at the end about it. Ting, ting. Go ahead. Ugh. Because high horse is being ridden, folks. But that's okay, because I love all of this. Because they do boing it. Boing. Ding. Ba-doing. Ding, ding. Ba-doing.
They escape. They run up the hill. Mm-hmm. And it's sausage dog roll time.
It's so perfect. Poor Snickers just like, oh, this is it. This is what I live for. And then when they run over the bridge, you see the two terriers that ran away, ducking and covering. They were just like, oh, and it's all three of us together.
I love being a sausage dog.
See?
Again, throwbacks to different things. In my head, as I sip out of my Ninja Turtles water cup here, I just think about the first Ninja Turtles movie. I love being a turtle.
That's what Snickers is living that good life now.
Go Ninja, go.
He's happy. Winton is. He's like, oh,
that's not a space. He's cured.
I'm good.
He just had to be told.
I'm not a space invader anymore. Well, I am a space invader, but I can use it to my advantage now. Look at me. Winton, get it.
Again, Bluey solving both problems. Mm-hmm. Only one problem left. Where is my typewriter? So
where's the block here? Why is there a Great Wall of China
asks the caring, loving, trusting, trustworthy teacher Calypso. Hey, good friend teacher who I trust who would never lie to me. Where's the typewriter?
What? At what point do you think she's lying?
when she doesn't say, I'm sitting on it.
Yeah. It's the trigger story. She's inviting conversation, and then she goes and sends her on the exact same adventure of just, you wanted to find a typewriter. Didn't you find it in this whole process? Nice shield you got there.
No, she didn't.
Nice shield you got there. Where'd you get it? Ting, ting.
Also, how does she know about the shield? Like,
Because Bluey shows it to her, and then she asks about a typewriter, and she says, where could you find your own typewriter?
oh, that's right. She was like, how'd you get past the terrier? Oh, the shield, ting, ting. Oh, okay. But she Bluey.
But what happens to the
There's-
typewriter?
Again, Bluey wasn't trying to play on her tablet. Bluey wasn't trying to watch a TV show. Bluey had a toy that, for no reason, Calypso took away. Even if she wasn't
Typewriters are
writing
expensive.
a real. They are. We'll get to that in a minute. But
I have a
take it
typewriter.
away. Take it. I have a typewriter too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't sit on it and hide it from my family, though. I let people use. Well, actually, nobody's using
Where's your typewriter? Where is your typewriter right now?
My typewriter is upstairs in the closet of my office, in a like big old thing. What are those things called?
So-
Like an army trunk thing.
Like a full-on... You made it look like it was an armoire with the size.
Like,
So
if you were playing a fantasy game, it'd be like one of the trunks that you opened up to win to get your medals.
If one of the littlies came up to you and said, Daddy, I want to use the typewriter right now.
Okay.
Go right on up and let it all happen. And
Why not? I and maybe that's why it bothers me, because that typewriter that I have, I got it from my grandparents.
Sure.
And
Same.
I got it when I would be at their house and type, just right now, even if it was nonsense, just playing with it all the time. But we can't do that now because Calypso stole it.
So, okay, let's do this then in the end. Wow, I didn't know we have become the Bluey Debate podcast, folks. Welcome aboard. If Bluey had that typewriter, would she have had the same experience that she had with Snickers, Winton, the Terriers, everyone included? Just curious.
No, she wouldn't have. But that's like me saying, if I stole one of those guitars behind you and hit it somewhere on you, and then you came and was like, "Hey, Greg, help me find my guitar," and we stopped for a really nice lunch.
Yeah.
And then I come back and it's like, "I stole your guitar. Here it is. Why'd you steal my guitar? So we could have a nice lunch together." That's not how the world works.
Where do we go for lunch?
Or even worse, I don't give you back the guitar. Just imagine you have a guitar.
What's a good
Because
lunch?
material things, just use your imagination. Because material things don't
Oh man,
matter.
you're creating a hate base on you. Oh, Bluey is gonna turn on Greg here, folks. I'm sorry.
Well, we're going to have to throw up a poll. This might have to be a Bandit Bet.
Sure, you want to Bandit Bet this?
Yeah.
Oh, put it out there.
Was Calypso right to take the typewriter?
Perfect.
No.
Put it on the board.
No
Put
way,
it on the board.
Jose.
I don't even have a single edit point in this episode. This makes me so ecstatic.
Follow up if...
Be Bandit Bets.
Follow up again, breaking the fourth wall here, but loser has to do as many push-ups as they can.
Done.
Boom.
Sure. In front of their typewriter.
Sure.
Done.
Boom.
Because we both have typewriters, apparently. I do have one. I think it's in my basement. It was my grandfather's. I did the same thing where I was 8 and I was just with pieces of paper, not non-pieces of paper. So that
What
I
if
love
somebody
it.
took it away though?
Folks,
Not
101 episodes
right.
and somehow you put up with us, and this is man, we're all wiggly giggly here.
Hey Mike, what's your favorite thing today?
My favorite thing.
Oh, nope.
No, not at all. Why would? How very dare you?
Hey Mike,
Because
I got questions for you, but first,
I think we should talk to people, or at least hear from people.
yeah, one of our friendly sponsors.
Thank you so much. What is today? Why is everything lining up so perfectly?
Hey Mike,
Yeah,
what's your favorite thing today?
my favorite thing.
Apparently
today...
property theft, but
What? My favorite thing today is actually when Winton says after Snickers runs away, and he walks up to Bluey. He just says, "How are we gonna get past him?" And he walks right up, and Bluey responds literally that second nature of just like like she knows he's a space invader, and that's just how they're used to working with Winton. And she's like, nah. It was just she knows the people she's working with. She knows all of her friends, and she's like, Winton, just. You could do the whole thing where you hold your hand out, and he's like pushing really hard and trying to walk. And he's no. Then this is the space we need, and that was my favorite thing. It's just this little nuance. Greg, what was your favorite thing today?
for Scotland. Just love the heck out of those little doggy dogs
There is.
and their little moments of just basically sibling fighting.
Yeah.
I want to do this. Why you? Because you did this. Okay, fine. For Scotland.
Isn't it so great?
They just like jump out of the game for 10 seconds to explain why they're doing what they're doing. Then for Scotland.
Right, and it's
Take that English.
They understand each other. They're bros, and it's just like, why'd you do that? And you're like, dude, because you said first. I said first dibs, and you took it. No, it's beautiful. Love it. Okay. With that being the case, who's your favorite character?
I'm giving it to my boy Snickers.
Oh,
Snickers
Snicker
had-
love.
I feel like Snickers had the hardest journey to go here. It's sad when somebody steals your property. That's tough. It's tough knowing that people don't like you standing close to you. But it's extra hard to question your existence and say like,
It got
I
you
don't
hard there,
like,
didn't it?
I don't like being me, and that's just sad.
That's true, man.
Just sad, and then just grows to the episode, embraces who he is. I love being a turtle
News coming up.
or sausage dog.
Canine News.
Gotta go for my dude. Hey, Mike, who's your favorite character?
My favorite character
Probably Calypso, the
is
thief.
Bluey. 100% Bluey. Because
victim
Bluey
of
didn't
theft.
need the typewriter. Bluey found the journey. She found her Wizard of Oz compadres. She found the tears, found her shield. She gave advice. And in the end, tick, 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 ting, she didn't need the typewriter. Guess what? She created her story.
It's a
So many push-ups!
It's such a shame that this is not a visual medium with just the daggers we were both throwing each other.
That's the best.
Stealing things doesn't make it okay.
It's not stolen. Is that Bluey's typewriter? Is that Witten's typewriter?
You know.
It's calypsoschool.au of typewriter. Oh gosh.
Then how do you rank
Yeah.
this episode?
I don't want to piggyback. I don't, but I do. I rank this 4 for Scotland. I have to that's my go-to. It's not possible. Greg, here we are. Holy cow. This is a very energetic episode 101 of Bluey. How do you rank Typewriter?
Well, I originally wrote down 1 confused Greg, but I'm going to switch that to 8 push-ups that Mike's going to have to do when everybody agrees with me that Calypso shouldn't have taken the typewriter.
The world's a beautiful place. Imagination's fantastic. Go
Thank
push
you,
up.
everybody.
So
Again,
much.
Vote in that poll that's going to be on Twitter, a.k.a. X. Going to give it to you.
That's right. Monday morning, and it'll be alive for, I don't know, a week.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, you'll see. It on
We'll
the poll.
it'll be live till Friday when we record.
And there will
It'll be great.
It will not be a one-sided vote kind of thing where it's like, Greg said this, Mike said that. Don't worry, I'll make sure it's
Okay.
Don't worry.
Link
Fantastic.
tr.ee/watching Bluey.
That's
Merch,
us.
Patreon, socials, TikTok, all that good stuff.
Ooh.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah?
Guess who's featured on the main page of Cameo right now?
Not us.
Yeah, us.
What? Wait.
Your pal Greg Painter reached out. I was like, hey, when you filter to the $1 page, we're
$1
not around,
buck?
and we're now on the featured page for $1 buck. Well, I did a nice heartfelt one yesterday
I
for a
saw
lovely
that.
person. We did a goofy one a couple days before that for somebody who wants something more goofy. We'll do whatever, man. That's why we're here.
If you want it within a time frame, then it might be one of us. Maybe we'll zoom in together and do it together. But we'll find a way to do the 2 of us on there. But
You'll get one, you'll get the other, you'll get both. Who knows?
There's going to be a
we
Bandit
might even
somewhere.
send you 2 videos.
I
assume that's something we can do. I don't know.
we know how internet works.
Watching Bluey at gmail.com. Again, thank you, Alex C.
Oh my gosh.
For that. I don't even want to know how much time that took him. That took a couple of minutes, I got to believe.
Hey, Alex, let us know if it was more than like an hour. I do apologize because I have a lot of voice going on. So that's.
And honestly, Alex, would probably just hit the reply button of the email. Shoot us your address. We'll send you a sticker or something for this.
Dunzo.
100%. That was awesome of you.
Thank you so much. Rock and roll.
Speaking of mail, P.O. Box 2372,
That's us
Syracuse, New York, 13220.
We're keeping it alive for a little bit longer.
I got excited because I got an informed delivery that we had something. It was junk mail. Single tear down my cheek. But
Thanks, Kyle.
it's going away. Oh, I hope there's our poor listener named Kyle who's like, I'm going to send some. Oh, maybe not.
No.
But we got to the end of the year.
Yes.
Shoot us something. We'd appreciate it.
Make us keep it to 2024. Who knows?
And lastly,
Gosh.
and most important.
There's another important point that we need to bring up before we get to it. I
Oh,
think.
what's that?
Next week, we
Next
are
week.
going to be covering a very
Ooh.
impactful episode of this show called Bluey. But Greg and I can only do so much. And when we get to an episode called Baby Race, I think we need some assistance.
Calling in the Chili's. Carrie and Beth.
Ring, ring. It's
Will you
going to be the
answer the
first
call?
ever 2 Bandits, 2 Chili's watching Bluey.
Can't wait.
We're going to talk about Baby Race with the wifeys. Oh my. Buckle up.
I hope it's slightly less contentious. Or more.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm typically not.
Full disclosure, this will be a wine weekend that we're going to in the Finger Lakes where we'll be recording, hopefully before the wine starts flowing.
We're probably shooting for a Saturday morning record while we're just relaxing, drinking orange juice, and eating quiche.
Love it.
Oh, but lastly, I'm sorry.
Most importantly, if your rude teacher steals your typewriter, why don't you check out Sunshine Coast Typewriters in Moray Field, Queensland.
You're so...
Using a manual typewriter as a therapeutic tool can offer several benefits. Although there's limited research, therapeutic effects on typewriters, the practice of manually typing can be seen as a form of expressive therapy and contribute to their overall well-being. Guess who doesn't have a good overall well-being right now?
Apparently Meg
Bluey.
Washington, according to you.
It can bring more mindfulness and focus, sensory stimulation,
Conundrums.
kinesthetic engagement. I know that word. Creativity.
Sure.
And nostalgic therapeutic value.
So many push-ups.
Poor Bluey. Meg Washington, we're coming for you.
Apparently.
But until next week, my friends.
Until next week,
it's
Baby Race.
gotta be done.
It's gotta be done, folks.